Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the indigenous one. And today we're back with Spaceman. And with Spaceman, and we're looking for that tech search. Now, we know all the technical-minded people out there listening to this program. And if you're listening to this program, you can feel what his brother's saying. Welcome, Spaceman.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Well, I thought about it. I think we should start this thing off by giving you a little insight on how I started on my quest for the theory of wherever there's light, there's energy. I already know that. I already know wherever there's light, there's energy. I know energy can be rearranged, change forms, but never destroyed. So
Yeah.
you said, well, how did I get on this light kick? Okay, well, a thing simple as a lightning bug got my attention while I was sitting at a house on LaBelle in Memphis where the lights was being turned off and on like Christmas lights. You pay one cutoff notice, then the light man became a friend of mine. He would drop his keys outside to let me know don't boil the egg now because I'm fit to cut it back off. So I'm sitting on the step wondering, you know, if a bug flying through here with a light in his behind that I don't think he need, I've got I need light in my house. And I figure if there's a God, I knew it was that I need light in my house. Can I have light? Well, I let that thought rest, but I kept seeing the lightning bug flying through. So my spirit said, follow the lightning bug. Because whatever it is, you are what you eat. So whatever he's eating must contribute to that light. That's just common sense. So as I followed the lightning bug there, I discovered that he go to three main plants. Uh, Matter of fact, one is Johnson grass, crabgrass, and clover. Now you say Johnson grass, crabgrass, and clover. They got billion-dollar corporations to kill this grass. It's the most unwanted weeds there is. So I'm thinking, well, why would that be have anything to do with power? Well, getting back to the lightning bug, I noticed him going from Johnson grass, crabgrass, and clover, and he repeats that action the entire night. So I decided to follow him, and I get a handful of this, I get a handful of that, and I started my own little test. I freezed it, I boiled it, I take juice from it. I done everything, and I couldn't get it to light up. Johnson grass, crabgrass, and clover. I was just getting to the point that I was saying, well, maybe you got something inside your digestive system that triggers the light. But in this bathroom sink, I had Johnson grass, crabgrass piled in there. Had some in a pot off the stove I was experimenting with. I couldn't get no light. Well, I got a cramp in the middle of the night. I'll say about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That was unusual, but I didn't have no lights in the house. But when I got up, I saw a light in the hallway and into the bathroom, and I was thinking, oh well, the moon probably. Then I said, no, the moon comes up in the east and go down in the west. How is it shining in this window over here in the bathroom? I said, wait a minute, how the moon got way over on that side to bring light? Well, I eased out in the hall. I could see very well. Then I thought about this dream, this movie I had saw, Poltergeist. Fear jumped in my mind. I run to the front door to get out, and I forgot I had a double bolt lock. You have to have the key inside to get out, as well as you have the key out there to lock it. My keys is back in there where the poltergeist was. And so I had a situation there then. So carefully, I went back to research, try to get my keys, and I noticed more light was coming out of the bathroom to get to the hallway. So I kind of glanced in there. The whole sink was lit up. The pretty blue greenish lights you'd ever want to see. It was just lit up to where you could see all out in the hall and everything. And I thought about the lightning bug then, and I thought about the weed abstract I was experimenting with, and I just put two and two together and said, it must be that. I must have hit the right button. Well, I didn't. Trains came through there at LaBelle and Frisco quite often, and people would have to drive nails back in their house because the train would vibrate the nails out of their house. And I did too. I'd get a hammer and go driving back. But to make a long story short, the eye drop medicine that was in the bathroom cabinet, there you had these cabinets up there with a little mirror on it over your sink.
Yes.
Well, it vibrated the door open quite often, but the door was open and it dropped the eye drop medicine fell in there and the top wasn't on it good enough. The eye drop medicine activated that weed abstract, lit the whole bathroom sink up.
Wow.
So I started using eye drop medicine and weed abstract. And I went to the drugstore and I bought a big bag of cotton balls. And I figured, well, if this is the kind of light God want me to have, at least I can see. So I put weed abstract and put a little eye drop medicine on a ball and pinned them up in the hall and the different rooms, and I could see around in my house. How cool was that? That was good.
Are you serious?
But it wasn't electric light, but it was light.
Dude,
Well, I was talking to my mother. Beg pardon?
I said, are you serious?
I'm telling you how I came about the thing about light
No,
and energy.
what
Yeah.
I'm
So
what I'm asking,
meantime, that light was some kind of chemical fusion because the eye drop medicine somehow activated that Johnson grass, crabgrass, and clover and made it just light up. And it would stay lit for hours with one drop of eye drop medicine. So I was really appreciative that I learned that. But it didn't stop there. I used to make rings out of copper wire wrapped around a round piece of PVC, and I would clip off one ring and solder it to a dime or a quarter or something. But when I first run off from home, I remember up in Chicago, I had a big sign saying dime on ring, $7. Man, people would turn around and come back to get a diamond ring for $7. Well, when they got back there and seen that it was a dime on a ring, and I said, that's what I said, dime on ring. And they laughed, but they bought it anyway because it got their attention. So I sold diamond rings there, and that's how a lot of times things turn good when you don't know they're going to turn good. But getting back to the lightning bug, I'm talking to my mother on the phone there, and I had this coil of copper wire laying on the table and these cotton balls that had got sort of dim, and I took them down to put new ones up the next night, and I was poking them through this copper wire coil that I had on the table, just poking them with a clothes hanger. And I'm talking to my mother, and all of a sudden, man, I felt a jolt, and I didn't know what caused that. I thought maybe I bumped my arm on the table, but it wasn't the table. It was a spark. I said, "Oh, that's some electricity." So I told my mother, "Hey, I'll call you back. I think I found some." So I found out that the 7 balls of the used cotton balls that used to light up the house with that would put out enough directional current that I could run through an inverter and hook it to some real light and turn on electric light. So that's how I powered the house on LaBelle Street. But anyway, that's how I started. that give you a little insight as to where the theory about wherever there's light, there's energy. And I started looking for energy anytime I saw light. Even when it was in a bug, it got my attention. So I'm just bringing awareness to you that wherever there's light, there's energy. Do that make sense or not?
You know,
That's your call. You'll have to decide that.
you know
But
what, you know
the
what,
beat goes on.
spaceman.
I came up with systems that worked so good till I had a friend that had a lawyer friend that set up a thing with the lawyer, thought that was a big deal that I could run lights off of just weed abstract and eye drop medicine. And I use woolite instead of cotton balls, but it still would put out enough energy to run little motors on the table, just little battery motors. And Fred Smith from FedEx, Pitt Hyde from AutoZone, and Mike Stearns came to this meeting and they wrote their proposal, which was an offer, what they would offer me in exchange for this system. And I remember Fred Smith, he didn't even come to the meeting, but he was on the phone like a conference call, and he set that up. And I had the paperwork, everything. I even showed where they run the tests on they wanted to run the tests on my power source for 60 days in exchange for $30,000. And the friend of mine that had the lawyer friend, by me not having no bank account and didn't want to get into no business with the IRS, I said, well, you pay the taxes on the 30,000. Give me just 12,000 of it, and I'm cool, and that's how I sell it with that. But that's just the start of something. The new system I come up with now, whereas foil, soil, paper, and pencil lead, where God's hand in the earth, and I just put common sense to work again. You can't get nothing to grow unless you put it in God's hand, and that's the earth, you know. And I just step by step got to where I am now. Now he did offer. He wanted first right of refusal to buy it for $5 million because he said that his trackers in his truck they use 450,000. I think it was 450,000. No, $450 million worth of batteries. Now back then it was NiCad batteries. When they get to where they wouldn't charge, they had to pay an extra 15,000 for some independent company to take them out and dispose of them or destroy them. So they thought that they would offer me $5 million for that. They wanted first right of refusal. I don't know why they didn't just buy it right then, but that's what they said. But at the meantime, they had already gave me $30,000 to test it, and I had the test results and everything, and I believe I still got that test result. I got burnt out, but as I was moving, I believe I saw that graph, I saw the contract paper and everything from way back then. But this is just something to give you a little bit of an idea how I got to be there. I never went around and say, hey, everybody called me spaceman. They never saw me in a spacesuit or spaceship, but yet the world called me spaceman. Why? I'm in the world, but I ain't really of this world. You know? Do that make any sense, Mr. Carey?
It reminds me of an old Stevie Wonder
Beg
song.
pardon?
I said it reminds me of an old Stevie Wonder song called "As." And when he says, "Make sure you when you say you're in the world, make sure you're in it, but not of it." That's what
I
you're
can
not.
barely hear you now for some reason. Is
Oh,
the volume turned down or something or what?
no,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. You're
Oh
absolutely.
well, that's all that's important. Long as the listeners can hear me, that's just fine as it can be. But I didn't mean to talk your ears off. What questions did you think you wanted to answer other than me go on with the theory that I got going here?
No, I mean you find out. I have a couple of questions, but I want you to keep going. But I want to let the listeners know I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be go visit this man in a couple of weeks and come back and report to you guys how bad this dude is. Because the information he's giving you, if you listen to him, he's telling you he's doing one thing. He's thinking. He's using his mind. He's figuring things out. Even if it fails, he'll go back and try it another way. And that's the kind of stuff we all got to do. Spaceman, continue.
Yeah, well, we got that creativity built in, but I'll say to this, it ain't what you got. It's what you do with what you got, you know. And I feel very serious about that part there. It ain't what you got, it's what you do with what you got. And when he said that African American people was Africa, however, and I see people walking around with the pajamas on saying they proud to be African Americans. And I just didn't understand why did they wear pajamas. They said it was a dashiki, but I say it's dead sheep in there because if you got pajamas on, you letting the world know you're part of the Sleepwalkers Association that had stewardship over the richest continent in the world, and now you got rocks in your jaw saying that the colored folks you call white took it from you. Well, if they didn't take it, what did you, as a result of having stewardship over gold mine, diamond mine, silver mine, uranium, what product did you do as a result of having that? I mean, I've seen you gold rings in your nose. They put gold rings around the women's neck and stretch them out every year like giraffes. If God wanted her to be a giraffe, he'd have made her a giraffe. And you stretch your lips out like rhinoceros. I mean, common sense. If God wanted you to be a rhinoceros, he'd have made you a rhinoceros.
Hey man,
So
you ever thought about being a comedian? That shit is funny.
no, yeah, I didn't say it to be funny. I'm just saying it so it'll bring your eyes open. Cause a lot of people that lived in darkness so long till a little light blinds them. Now they don't see nothing. So I gotta shake them out of that so they can get their eyes adjusted to what the real deal is, and stay out of this fantasy island thing. Well, I didn't get this ugly since yesterday. That's why I turned the camera off. But I can turn it on. But I just feel like that I'm me and he got his. Oh, he ain't got his face showing, so why should I have my fucking face showing? You know, some people might not like what I said. They probably look at me like I got poke sticks around my neck then.
Hey man, you can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, do it. I
Well, I mean, yeah, I got it. I got. You showed me how to do this, and I got it like that. See, where if I want to, I can say, "Well, now you see me. Now you don't." How
oh,
cool is that? See,
that's
I'm in
ma-
the studio now. See?
that's magic. Hey, so let me ask you a couple of questions.
All right.
What do the power companies know that we don't know, or that we
Well,
should?
be honest with you, I can't truthfully say they know anything that you don't know, cause they kind of is passed that dictatorship down from somebody else. They doing what they are told to do. The power companies, and I had a close friend of mine that worked and was supervisor for MLG and W for years till he retired, and I don't think he actually know anything other than what was dictated to him. He's doing just the job that they told him to do. Sell you what they that come across that wire. He didn't put it there. and he ain't got no authority about it. It's almost like the gas company said that they pump the gas out of Texas uh, for to heat your homes. Well, what if that? What kind of gold piston pump is gonna pump gas and keep all these people warm? What is this thing throw a rod? Everybody gonna freeze? I mean, that gas is not coming out of Texas. Natural gas is formed right beneath the earth's, right under your feet, under your house. It's certain distance down, natural gas is formed. It don't have no smell, so man add a additive to make it smell, so you have a smell. But natural gas has no smell. That's why they got a law. They won't let you dig down a certain distance without some kind of permission. It's your own yard. You can't dig down a certain distance without getting them to come out there and tell you, yes you can or no you can't. See, natural gas is formed beneath the Earth's surface, just like at the landfill. You see flames burning off this methane gas from the garbage you throw away. Then you go to the gas refinery, they got flames burning off in the making gas. They everything is centered around them making money. They don't care about what's good for you. They they know they could heat your home with all that wasted gas they throwing away, or letting it go out the landfill and letting it go out for the gas refinery. They know that, but they ain't gonna do that.
So,
It'll mess up their mind. They got the capitalistic hat on.
so you're saying, this is just a question. So the trash we throw away every day, that could be used to heat our homes.
That could be because it produces gas that they burn off at the landfill. If you go, you'll see flames have to burn it off because if you build up enough of it over there, it's gonna be an explosion.
I've seen it. I've seen the trash burning.
Flame,
Yeah,
right? They don't just burn it like people burn leaves. They got a pipe coming from out of the ground down in that landfill where all that garbage is stacked up. They got bulldozers that keep that stuff banked up a certain way so that the fumes can come out and they can burn it off. They got it designed like that.
I just I guess this is how it is. Because to me, it seems like with all this going, how our lives are controlled daily, we won't turn to nature to find the answers. And that and that's
Well,
and that's
that's a
just and you're
that's
saying
a
that.
choice people make. Then I mean, you make some good decisions, you make some bad ones. I'm just here to point out what the truth is, and then you decide which way you want to go with that. But I'm a living example that I ain't got a job. I don't know what a pay scale is. I don't know none of that stuff, and I ain't had none of the sickness that I've heard people have because I don't live by the tradition that you get up and eat breakfast and then go back and eat lunch and then go back and eat dinner and then eat some more, then go down and lay. Hey, I don't do that. I stick to one rule that the spirit guided me to not eat before 9 in the morning. Don't eat after 9 at night, because your digestive system will program itself to your eating habit. That's how people eat so much till they uh, get that food and they go to sleep and they wake up the next morning and some of it done harden inside their system and it poke holes into the digestive tract. Then it bleeds over into them and then it comes into making people obesity and overweight. And then they go out on a treadmill thinking they're going to get that off. That stuff is already in there. It's enzymes then got in there, and then your body defense system is trying to fight off that stuff, and then it's taking away the energy that you need to keep from having diabetes and all this other stuff. Where it's just a mess. People eat by habit, not by necessity. Man don't live by bread alone. but the truth is what he need to be going on, and that's what I'm here to do. Try to point out the truth.
Man don't eat by bread alone. He adds some pork chops, some pork rinds, and all that other crazy
I
stuff to it.
like pork chops and neck bones. People tell me, uh, they told me, say, well, you ain't supposed to eat no pork chops or no neck. I've had Muslim friends of mine tell me, you don't, we just eat bean pies and whatever they talking about. And a lot of Muslim friends of mine, I wonder why they had the pink lips. I don't know. But anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. But I eat neck bones if I want to. I eat what I ask God to bless it. I like pork chops, and I like them when they fried soft, like my grandmother used to do. And there was a place used to fix them for me. So hey, I ask God to bless it. I expect God to bless it, and I eat. Yes, I eat pork chop, fish, anything I want to eat, cause I feel that God is no shorter than His promise. And I ain't into that thing about you can't eat whatever. I eat what I want to eat. I get a bag of skins and eat that too if I want to.
That's right. Okay, right. It's summer. Summer just crept up on us. What are some of the ways we can make this summer heat bearable by just using things in nature? What's in nature can show us how we can make it more bearable to live, just in case the grid goes out or the electricity becomes too expensive.
Well, I'd like to direct your attention back. It might be back further than you was coming up, but if you notice, the old churches, all of them had basements. And I don't care how hot it was upstairs that day when they in the church. They had a little old fan on a wooden stick, and your friend would fan you, and it felt just as good for them to fan you. But make a long story short, if you go down in the basement where the water fountain was, the basement was always cool. Now, I wonder why is that? Because I just said that it's always 63 degrees, 7 feet down in the earth at all times. I don't care if it's 100 upstairs or out up here, but down below the earth, 7 feet or more, you're always 63 degrees. That's bearable right there. If you wanted to do something, have you a little tunnel going down 7 feet and let a little cheap fan draw the coolness from down there up through your house and see how cool it was. That was my air conditioning in my house on LaBelle. I didn't have air conditioning hanging in the window. And a lot of people had air conditioning hanging in the window and water be dripping all down the side of the window and everywhere else. But that air, that coolness from the earth would keep the house cool. That's what you can do in the summertime and the wintertime, because in the wintertime, 63 degrees, that's comfortable and that's bearable even if it's zero weather outside.
So even if it's snowing outside, so you were saying people who live up in the north,
Yep,
around
up
around
north, yep. I
around
stayed in
September.
Waukegan a while. I stayed in Zion, Illinois, and I think before I came back this way, the last place I was at is Racine, Wisconsin. But still, again, 7 to or more feet down in the earth, in that snow or whatever you dig down and circulate the air from down there back up, it's always warm when it's cold outside. And if it's hot outside and you had a fan blowing, you feel that air come up, it's always cooler than that hot 100 degrees. So God supplied your needs. It's just that you just don't use what God gave you.
Amen. You absolutely right about that. What do you think it would take for us to understand these little simple? I mean, you're talking about getting, the natural resources from a damn lightning bug. You're talking about going down digging 7 feet below the
Or
ground.
more. The
And
deeper you go, the more accurate you're gonna have, because you don't know what the sea level is in your area. So if you go 6 feet down in some area, you might be above the sea level. You still won't get the real 63 degrees you need, but it'll always be cooler than what's up there.
yeah,
But
but
if you go more, it's better. That would be a good cooling system for any house, mansion, or anything else.
I'm just flabbergasted that this information is not. We don't know this. So it would take to watch the time that it takes to watch a basketball game. How many 7 foot little bunkers do you think we could build, like for the winter or for the summer, to keep cool in a 3 hour span? How many do you think we could build? Just digging, just putting a shovel in the ground, pulling the dirt
Oh
out.
no, you don't put a shovel. They got digging machines now that can drill a 14 to 26-inch hole down whatever depth you want and come up wherever you want it to come up at. They got machines that'll do that and back out and put it back on the trailer and go on back to the shop. They got stuff that can do those things. But then now they got this thing about telling you that it's against the law for you to dig down in your yard. They afraid you might find something. You might find freedom from the
I,
chain they got around your neck,
I hear
you
you.
know.
I hear you. I hear you.
And see, again, I'm not African American like people say. I'm just an American. I don't go for that African mumbo jumbo. I mean, if you want to, that's good for you, but it ain't good for me. My ancestors are Chinese and Japanese. So if I'm gonna be proud of something, I'm proud of them. We lead the world 90% in technology. So I don't know if that ever crossed your mind or not. Who is this guy walking around here that can do these things and didn't get it from no college? Maybe that might click on somebody's mind. But anyway, I ain't gonna worry about that either. At least uh, I'm blessed that I got a friend that give me a platform that I can really tell the truth, and I don't have to be worried about holding back anything. I just tell you just like it is, cause I'm way over here and he way over there.
You know what? We have all this technology right at our fingertips. It's right at our fingertips. We overlook it, or the football game is coming on, or we got to get our hair did, we got to get our shoes tied, whatever. How come this is right at all of us, every single last one of us, to the smartest to the dumbest? This information is right at our fingertips. How do so?
Yeah, it is. And it ain't, and the killing part about it that hurts me bad is that they don't offer none of this in college. They don't offer none of this what you can do simply to solve any problem. Man, I don't understand. What do you go to college for if you ain't trying to get some knowledge? If you got to go there and read a whole bunch of books that some author wrote, then you get so familiar with them books till you ain't your own self no more, cause you become a clone of the author that wrote the book if you just go by that book.
That's what it is.
So
That,
that's really is a crippling thing. I don't know. The next generation come up might wake up, but right now that ain't been no thing that I thought there was. Even though my mother said if you don't get your education, you'll never have a job. See, people got in their mind they have to have a job to live. What if they was a dummy like me, couldn't fill out an application to get no job? You think God let me starve? I'm eating every day. I build cars that I can talk to and they do what I tell them to do. I design and build and create, and God made it available for me to do that. And it ain't been on nobody's job. And then you got people that don't like the colored folks, and the colored folk don't like the black folk, and all this kind of stuff. And then they got this thing that the colored folks is the devil. Hey, Why would you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning running to the devil's job? Because the black folks ain't got no corporation that you can go to and get your check for sure every week. Hey, it ain't what you got, it's what you do with what you got. We got creativity, we get it all from the creator, but we didn't do nothing with it. It go all the way back to Africa. God gave stewardship over the richest continent in the world to the African people, and they didn't do nothing with it. So if the colored folks didn't go over there and take the gold mine, the diamond mine, do something with it, they'd still have gold rings stuck around in their nose and their lips, and they get their face so messed up till they put a fall face on and dance around the fire with rings on their navel, and then they put rings around the women's neck. Hey, that ain't producing nothing. I don't understand that. That part escapes me.
Yeah, I mean, you just saying like what you said with the college. We have all this college education, and the world is a mess.
Well, the colleges is programmed to keep you stuck on stupid. That's what it is. It give you all them books to read, and you get the books to get you past the test of being a good dummy. Cause you done got you going by that book. That book was wrote by somebody. If you go by the book, you're gonna become a clone of that somebody that wrote it. That's common sense.
Well, Mr. Spaceman, listen, we still on our tech search, man, and I'm gonna come up to you in a couple of weeks and learn a few things, as long as you have me.
Well, that's quite all right, and I feel like you'll be pleasantly surprised. You know, I don't put no price tag on what I can give to somebody, but I feel like a lot of times, most often, they'll gotta move on their heart to uh, share something with me so I can keep going. Because when you ain't sometimes ain't got eye water to cry with, you look up and every once in a while you got a friend that might put something on your Cash App card where you are blessed if you put anything on there. But when you get down to $2 and $3 again, then you really restricted to what you might want to get, but you better not get it right now because you don't know how much gas you might need to get down to Dollar Tree to get the bologna and the bread when they come in. So I mean, it's just one of them things. But I'm blessed all the way. I ain't missed a meal yet.
Hey, a spaceman, what's your Cash App? If we wanted to Cash App you, how do we do that? I know we go to Cash
You,
App.
you just it's Spaceman 7777.
Space Man 777 9311. No, just
It's
kidding.
4 sevens, not it's 4 sevens.
Cool.
The Spaceman 7777 is 4 sevens.
I'm writing it down now and I'm sharing it with the group now. Y'all
And
go.
and it's Albert Winford is my name. You know that's what's on there. It'll pop up though. You'll know what my name is when you uh if you got that. A friend of mine set that up for me, and I had $5 on there for a long time. But I just used it sparingly. Then my sister, she sent me $20. I said, man, that's a blessing. So I just got the Cash App card in the mail, maybe 3 weeks ago, and so I just, whatever I get, I just try to stretch it for it'll go.
What's your name? I got Spaceman 7777. The
It's
cat
Albert Winford,
Albert Winford.
Winford.
Cool. Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you knew that, but anyway, I
No,
guess.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure you probably said it, man, but I got so much shit going on in my head.
Well, the Don't feel like the Lone Ranger.
Okay, so listen, I got it. I got it up on the board. So look, you guys, go send the brother a few dollars. I know I will for helping out for
Oh
coming.
man, thank you so much, man. That's a blessing. I really appreciate that. And I can't put the words in the right place to tell you how much I think that. And like I told you, man, I don't put a price tag on what God gave me. A lot of people say that's when you ain't got nothing. You always want to give somebody something. Like I told you, when you come now, you ain't gonna leave empty-handed. I'm gonna give you a sample of something that you can go back and then you can take the lead. No man on earth has got a sample of it yet, but I think you gonna figure something out with that too.
Spaceman, one of the things I realized about us is that's one of the problems that we always lose because we don't share. We don't walk around each other like ants and just keep touching and giving. We don't give all our money to each other. We make sure everybody else get it. And what
But
pisses me,
if they learn like I learned, uh, it ain't what you keep, but what you give that make you feel good. It's more blessed to give than to receive. And when I had money, that's where I felt better when I helped somebody or done something than if I stayed and bought something for myself.
we have
Like I said, I was almost a millionaire twice. So mismanagement, thinking everybody my friend, co-signing for people that didn't do, that got me down to where I'm at now. But I ain't gonna stay down. But I'm down now. But I'm getting back up.
Spaceman, Copper Color Lifestyle 94 asks, can you double check? She can't find your Cash App. It's Spaceman 7777.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's that's on the card right here. It's got Spaceman 4 sevens.
Spaceman 7777. So,
Yeah.
everybody help this brother out, help this brother along his way, because that's what we should be doing anyway. He's one of our elders and he looks out for us by coming on here telling us stuff that we should know. Now, can you imagine? We had I'm going to try that. Cool yourself off in the summer. Dig you a 7-foot hole. We'll come by and dig you a 7-foot hole for the summer to keep your family cool in the summertime.
Well, it's got to be a tunnel now. You got to go down, but it's got to keep on back up somewhere under your house or by under the where you can have a fan to circulate that coolness from down there
Oh
to
yeah.
your house.
Oh man. But
Huh?
what you just gave, this is what I mean. What you just gave is an idea on some stuff we can really do. That's
Yeah,
doable.
you can do it, and hey, that's what I want you to do, and that way you got a choice there. Hey, prove me wrong, and then I'll shut up. I know that it works because I've already done it. It
Well,
ain't nothing magical about it. It works.
Spaceman, I want to say thank you for being here with us tonight. We're gonna pick up again next week. Oh, the No Grandma Killer tour is in Atlanta next weekend. No Grandma Killer. And one of the things that you heard Spaceman talk about tonight was his mother and grandmother.
Yeah,
It's
my
my
grandmother. Yeah,
it's my contention that that's why they call her Mother Earth, because she has some of the attributes that women have, our mothers have, our grandmothers have, and that's namely,
exactly,
and that
exactly.
and that's to take care of us all and to show us
Well, it
all.
goes back to the fact you put seed in the earth for it to grow up, for you to have something to eat, to live, to create energy. It comes from the mother. The seed is put in the mother or by a man, but then at the same time, you put a seed in the mother earth, and guess what? Something comes up, something is born. I didn't mean to talk your ears off, but anyway.
No, man, you hit it on the head, and that's what I'm saying, brother. This is the stuff we have to look at, the nature, and you're sharing that with us So I'm definitely gonna hit you with the Cash App. I see a couple of people already have. So brother, we appreciate you.
Oh man, that's a blessing. I tell you, man, I can't put the words in the right place. Whoever to think that much of, and I thought everybody forgot me, man, until they give me that Stone Award trophy. I was kind of thrown away with it. I thought everybody forgot me.
No man, you about to make a resurrection.
Oh, God gonna pick me back up, and believe it or not, once I get a certain amount, uh, some way and out, I get over $3,000 or $4,000. You gonna see a new flying machine that you ain't never seen. Not to mention 18 or 20,000. They'll see a new vehicle that ain't like no car. You can park it where a car is, but you can get up and go anywhere you want to go. You don't have to worry about having no wings sticking out to fly into a bird or knock, or something like that. This is a hovercraft, and that's something I'm gonna do with microwave. But that's another story. We ain't gonna get into that. But
Oh,
everything comes by dreams.
everything come by dream. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, everything come with signs and symbols. See, a lot of people use microwave to boil eggs and warm their coffee. Little do they know, microwave arrange molecules into a mass. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, molecules can be rearranged into a mass that a Mack truck couldn't run through. The invisible barrier can be put microwave barrier and a Mack truck couldn't run through it. Now, how much power is that? Well, the cover car gonna be running on microwave, but you would think it's riding on air, but it ain't. It's gonna be riding on the molecules that turn into an invisible road that you're riding on. You can go 2 feet or 100 feet, and you can go fast as you want, and you don't have to worry about no friction.
Damn. Well, Spaceman, we want to say thank you. Time for us to close out here, but we're gonna definitely come back next week with some more insight. Okay?
Hey, be blessed now. I mean, it's all good. Just be prayerful and careful.
We'll do that, brother. You have a good week. All right?
I'm gonna have a good one because you're giving me a platform that I might can reach a few people that's technical minded, and I still want to see that if there's any more space people out there besides me. See, the world just happened to see me, but I bet you there's some more just like me that don't think it's worth coming out with because the world don't give them no attention, don't care about what they got, but they don't realize nothing works unless somebody like me made it.
Cool, man. So until next weekend, man, we're gonna see you. Okay?
All right, man.
All
Be
right, bro.
blessed.
All right. So that's it, y'all. This is the kind of people you have living amongst you. These are your grandfathers. These are your fathers. These are all those brothers that everybody tries to turn their back on because they got this type knowledge. And did you ever notice that why our young men don't fit into the school system? You ever think that ever come to your mind? How come these young men, because school sucks. And I've been through, and this is from personal experience. And many of you know what I'm talking about. It sucks. And then we have the audacity to send our children there when we hated it. And this is why the shit that happens to us. Because we do stuff not for our benefit, but for other people's benefit. Stay with this brother. This brother is bad. This brother's bad. And when he tells you he can't read, most of us don't read anyway. So I don't see what the problem is. If reading and education was a means to get us somewhere, we ain't there yet. And it don't look like we're gonna get there using that formula. So we're going to be back with Spaceman next week. Y'all come in and check us out. If you got some ideas, if you hear what this brother, listen to what he's saying. Simple things in nature. What's the opposite of light? Darkness. It's cool when it's dark. That's not something we could use for our benefit. I mean, all of us. Think about it. Until next week. Peace out.